very good morning. It's nice to have you join us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24, reaching you from Abuja on the network service of NTA. I'm Comfort Amadou.
And I am Chimobi Walter Naji. Many thanks for joining us. Now the headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari receives letters of credence from new envoys.
British government promises to strengthen relationship with Nigeria in critical areas.
Plus, Nigerian Medical Association condemns rising cases of suicide in the country.
Early identification and proper treatments would help us to solve a lot of these suicide cases.
Now the news in detail. The federal government says its priority focus is on the development of infrastructure, and agriculture is a deliberate attempt towards creating job opportunities for the unemployed, as well as ensuring peace and equitable prosperity for future generations.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari stated this during an audience with the Visiting Director General of the International Labour Organization, Guy Ryder. We have State House correspondent Adamu Sambo with that report.
The Director General of the International Labour Organization, ILO, Mr. Guy Ryder, is in Nigeria to attend the Global Youth Employment Forum convened to address practically the most pressing challenge of finding decent jobs for young people. President Muhammadu Buhari assured the ILO chief that their deliberations will be followed with keen interest, as job creation is a key priority for his administration. He attributed some of the achievements of his government so far to strategic, fiscal and monetary policy decisions, as well as wide consultations before taking critical decisions, and appreciated the nation's labor force for being supportive.
A good example was during the African Continental Free Trade Agreement review and the national minimum wage negotiations. One of the people sitting with you has caused my former minister to go grey prematurely. This consultative approach aligns with the vision of the International Labour Organization to keep communications open, create jobs, ensure social justice, and eliminate water.
Roads, bridges, rails and housing is to provide jobs and support economic growth.
Nigeria today has one of the fastest growing population growth rates in the world. We must therefore ensure adequate housing is available today and for many years to come.
President Buhari used the opportunity to congratulate the International Labour Organization on its 100th year anniversary. The ILO chief, Mr. Guy Ryder, had told the president that over 60 countries are participating at the Global Youth Employment Forum in Abuja, and expressed the commitment of the organization towards enhancing areas of collaboration and cooperation with Nigeria.
Our partnership with Nigeria is a strong one. I am aware of the priorities that you have set out for your second mandate, sir, and we believe that the contributions we can make can be important to the delivery of that mandate. I'm aware, of course, of the security and corruption priorities you've set. Our intention is to be at your service in driving Nigeria towards the growth and development goals that you set for it. Thank you again for your attention, sir.
Mr. Guy Ryder said ILO is already working with the Ministry of Labour and Employment to prepare employment policies about youth employment, migration, safety, and health productivity. At the moment, he explained, the focus is the practical implementation of the worthy initiatives. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Now, more than 200 youths from 67 countries are in Nigeria for the International Labour Organization Global Youth employment forum aimed at facilitating intra- and intergenerational dialogue that will accelerate progress on youth employment and the future of work.
Now, ILO's Director General, Guy Ryder, who is leading the forum, is seeking the tripartite body to give serious thoughts to the outcome of that forum. Emmanuel Anyimero has that report.
So we are working on green jobs. So we feel a job which is not green is not decent.
I want my future work to be better for all.
Have a job where at least there's no discrimination on the basis of disability or anything.
Voices of youth like Kisho and Musa and many others around the world are expected to be amplified in the next 2 days as thought-provoking discussions and suggestions on how to address youth unemployment and issues of decent work within their domain are expected to take central stage.
In our world of work for young people would constitute and does constitute a challenge to the very welfare, sustainability and stability of all of our countries. None are excluded.
Members of the tripartite body, including the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, say Nigeria places much value on the youth.
Given the long-time standing relationship between Nigeria and the ILO, I consider it in our national interest to reiterate our request for the upgrading of the ILO country office in Nigeria into a decent work country technical office for the English-speaking West African countries.
This forum is first of its kind in Africa, and by Saturday, a youth-led recommendation to advance the global call for action is expected. Emmanuel Anyimero, NTA News.
The second edition of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Award 2019 has been held, where Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the occasion says the federal government will continue to support the sector in order to bring about the desired growth to the economy and provide jobs for the nation's youth. Details of this with Jide Onifade.
The Buhari administration's desire to stimulate local productivity by providing an enabling business environment and requisite support has never been in doubt. And with the introduction of the national MSME clinics in 2017 aimed at removing bottlenecks, the sky may just be the beginning for MSME operators in Nigeria.
On access to low-cost financing for MSMEs, various government agencies and institutions are also hard at work. One of our MSME focused priorities is in being able to offer affordable, world-class equipment for MSMEs across the country. But we hope that by the first quarter of 2019, we will be able to provide MSMEs with affordable, shared access to essential amenities like power, high-quality operating equipment, broadband connectivity, as we help to reduce the cost of their operations.
The award ceremony with the theme Next Level is another way of reassuring Nigerian businessmen and women of government's determination to this commitment of working in their interests.
There is no doubt that working together, federal and state governments can quickly and considerably improve the business environment in Nigeria. The economic future of our country is very bright.
Delta, Kebbi, and Lagos, as well as Rivers states, are scheduled to host the national MSME clinics in 2019. From the State House Conference Center in Abuja, Jide Onifade, NJ News.
The presidency has expressed optimism that a peaceful Libya will help a great deal in the overall development of Africa. President Muhammadu Buhari stated this while exchanging views with the new Libyan ambassador to Nigeria, Ayad Musbal Faraj.
State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the Nigerian leader also granted audience to two other new envoys posted to the country.
The new Libyan envoy, Ayad Musbah Faraj Atayari, formally presents his letter of credence to President Muhammadu Buhari. Exchanging views shortly after, the president believes that Early restoration of peace and stability in Libya will greatly minimize the current state of insecurity being experienced in some parts of Africa. Efforts, he says, should be directed towards achieving the objective as soon as possible in the greater interests of the continent. The president maintains that peace in Libya will not only translate to economic prosperity and development, but also a more secure Africa as well as a stabilized oil industry. Ambassador Faraj Atayari, who conveyed the greetings of the Libyan Prime Minister to President Muhammadu Buhari, said his country is counting on Nigeria to use its position in Africa to help his country return to normalcy. He praised the Nigerian leader for consolidating Nigeria's leadership role in Africa through some crucial interventions. President Muhammadu Buhari also received a letter of credence from the ambassador of Venezuela to Nigeria, Davis Niz Velasquez. The president congratulated President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela for his commitment to democracy. Ambassador Velasquez expressed appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for his show of support and solidarity to the government of Venezuela and expressed the need to take bilateral cooperation between the two countries to the next level. He expressed the belief that the ties could be stronger, especially in the fields of education and health. The ambassador formally extended an invitation of his president to the Nigerian leader to visit Venezuela. Similarly, Ambassador Min Sui of Myanmar presented his letter of credence to the president. The ambassador said Myanmar highly respects the position of Nigeria as the giant of Africa and also shares similarities with the country in the diversity of ethnic groups. He promised to use his tenure as ambassador to strengthen relations, especially in the areas of wildlife, natural, as well as water resources. Officers and soldiers of the Presidential Guards Brigade had earlier accorded a befitting diplomatic reception to the three new envoys as they arrived to formally begin official responsibilities in Nigeria.
Country and therefore had to offer a helping hand.
In that regard, President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this while receiving in audience the outgoing ambassador of Zimbabwe to Nigeria, Lovemo Mazemo. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo once again reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari described the devastating cyclone as a major disaster that caused damage to Zimbabwe in billions of dollars. Nigeria, he said, had to provide aid to ameliorate the situation. The president described as gladdening that the outgoing ambassador and his country appreciated Nigeria's hand of fellowship. Goods and property estimated at $2 billion were lost when Cyclone Idai, believed to be the costless natural disaster in Southwest Indian Ocean Basin, ravaged Zimbabwe, Mozambique and Malawi. President Buhari also recalled the role played by Nigeria to secure the independence of Zimbabwe from apartheid minority rule, saying the country remains proud of what it did in those days. Ambassador Mazemo, who spent 4.5 years in Nigeria, said the assistance given by the country after the devastating cyclone had gone a long way to relieve the people of Zimbabwe. The ambassador congratulated President Buhari on the confidence reposed in him by Nigerians and appreciated his leadership for Africa in the war against corruption. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says Nigeria can benefit from the United Kingdom in its ongoing reform of the business environment by learning from how the British resolved similar challenges.
Now, this was during a meeting with the newly appointed United Kingdom's Secretary of State for International Development, Mralok Sharma, at the Presidential Villa. State House correspondent Jide Unifade reports.
Among issues raised during the meeting involves the ease of doing business in the country, and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo observes that one of the critical issues with the ease of doing business is with respect to the registration of property and how the process is long drawn. He says this is an area where Nigeria and UK can collaborate. The Vice President also touches on the National Livestock Transformation Plan, stating that the federal government and states decided on ranching as an option for livestock breeding. Mr. Alok Sharma commends the Vice President for his role in driving the ease of doing business reforms and commends the country for moving up 24 places in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business ranking. The rehabilitation of the Northeast region and how the British could support the process going forward was also discussed. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
All right, our first break beckons on this news at 10. When we return, more news follows. Stay with us.
Welcome back. And President Muhammadu Buhari has closed the case in defense of his electoral victory before the presidential election petition court sitting in Abuja.
Now, the lead counsel to the president, Muhammadu Buhari, Wole Olanipekun, SAN, told the court that the legal team of the president was satisfied closing its case, having renewed and reviewed the submissions of the petitioners, Daily Atumbi reports.
In this case, the PDP and its candidate, Atiku Abubakar, are the petitioners, while INEC, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the All Progressive Congress are the respondents. The petitioners are challenging the conduct of the presidential election in Niger, Yobe, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Bauchi, Borno, Nasarawa, Kebbi, Gombe, and Jigawa states. All the areas being challenged on the conduct of the election are within the North Central, Northeast, and Northwest geopolitical zones of the country. As agreed by all the counsel in the case, the petitioners had 10 days to prove the alleged infractions. The three respondents have 6 days each to defend the electoral victory of President Muhammadu Buhari. While closing its case on Monday, INEC, through its counsel Usman Ustaz SAN, said the electoral umpire was not calling any witness with the aim of making a no-case submission in its final address. In opening its defense, the second respondent, apart from tendering documents to push his case, President Muhammadu Buhari, through his counsel Wole Olanipekun SAN, called witnesses to prove that the presidential election was free and fair in the 11 states being challenged by the PDP and its candidate Atiku Abubakar. APC ward agents from Nasarawa and Niger states have affirmed before the court that the presidential election was conducted in line with the Electoral Act in their states. On the issue of eligibility, Wole Olanipekun SAN has equally laid before the court the certified true copy of the statement of results of 18 candidates, including President Buhari, who sat for the school leaving certificate examination at the Katsina Provincial Secondary School in 1961. One of the classmates of President Muhammadu Buhari, Suleiman Maradua, at the Katsina Provincial Secondary School, also testified before the court that he took the school leaving examination alongside others in 1961. Before closing his case, President Muhammadu Buhari called 7 witnesses. Wole Olanipekun SAN said, having studied the soft and the hardwares of the petition and the evidence of the petitioners, the legal team of President Buhari was satisfied with the evidence it has laid before the court. The All Progressives Congress, through its counsel Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, argued that since the petitioners have not been able to prove the case of alleged infractions during the presidential election, the party would not call any witness. Fagbemi SAN thereby closed the APC case as the third respondent in the matter. With this development, counsel in this matter have between Monday 5th August 2019 and 16th August 2019 to file their final addresses and replies on the point of law.
I made out a case for them to refute. That's just the input.
I assure you that this case, I hope so, will define electoral jurisprudence in this country one way or the other.
Justice Mohamed Garba-led Presidential Election Petition Court thereby adjourned till 21st August 2019, when all parties in the matter will adopt their final addresses. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Now to some security stories. The Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, joined the governors of Zamfara, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, as well as Niger State and Kaduna State in a meeting with other stakeholders to find a lasting solution to issues of banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, among other security challenges in the Northwest. We have correspondent Muhammad Salisu Awal, who has the details of that report.
The convener of the meeting, who is the Inspector General of Police, says the meeting is a continuation of what they started to ensure peace and security not only in the Northwest, but the country as a whole.
Our meeting today is a review of what we've been doing for a very long time. Before today, there has been a lot of initiatives within the northwestern part of this country on how to cooperate and stop the killings that are taking place between one community and the other, the kidnappings that are taking place, and other security challenges.
For Nigeria to maintain its position in high-level production in agriculture, cattle rearing, and other livestock activities, it requires a stable and peaceful environment, which is the task of security agencies to provide, says the Inspector General. Governor Aminu Bello Masari, who is the chief host at the meeting, said governors will continue to provide the necessary support and cooperation for peace and security to return in the Northwest and other parts of the country.
We commend the initiative of the Inspector General and assure that we as the governors we are fully aware of our responsibility for ensuring and securing lives, properties, and well-being of our people.
The meeting, which continued behind closed doors, is expected to galvanize solutions with the aid of various stakeholders. In Kazana, Mohamed Salis Awal, NTA News.
And the Nigerian Army Resource Center is focusing on the changes in global contemporary security challenges, which are set to require collaboration among government agencies and regular capacity development to address the challenges.
Now, these were echoed at the maiden graduation of participants of the Strategic Management and Policy Studies Course 1. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
Nigeria is facing multifaceted security threats in different parts of the country, destroying lives and retarding socio-economic activities. A development that has put the country's security agencies on their toes. The Nigerian Army is therefore developing the capacity of officers and selected personnel from government agencies for effective collaboration to manage resources and combat the threats.
Let me begin by commending the Chief of Army
Despite
Staff.
Different ongoing operations, constant review of strategies and joint operations, the Chief of Defense Staff noted is necessary.
This forum presents yet another opportunity for me to express the appreciation of the Armed Forces of Nigeria to Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, for the support and encouragement to the capacity development and the welfare needs of the Armed Forces of Nigeria.
The idea to develop this program was born out of a yearning to fill the noticeable gaps in the career management of the top echelon of senior officers of the Nigerian Army, and indeed all other relevant security services.
19 participants from the military and other selected government agencies participated in the 13-month course affiliated to the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna. In view of the dynamism in the contemporary knowledge-driven environment, the Nigerian Army Resource Center was established in 2015 to provide research-based solutions to defense and security issues while enhancing human resource development. From the Nigerian Army Resource Center in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Commission and National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, has commended the resilience of the people of Ngazai village in the face of security challenges in the area, while condoling with the people over the recent attacks by bandits. Hajia Farouk says the Commission is poised to redouble efforts in executing its mandate of providing succor to displaced persons. She prays for quick recovery of the injured and a repose of the souls of the dead.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate release of funds for the actualization of Nigeria's second self-assessment report for good governance using the African peer review mechanism of the new Partnership for Africa's Development, NEPAD. Speaking at the interactive session of the newly inaugurated National Governing Council of NEPAD, Permanent Secretary, Economic and Political Affairs in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Gabriel Aduda, said Nigeria hopes to set the pace for good governance on the continent.
We are going to work on peer reviewing our performances in all these sectors, the area of population, the area of education, in the area of poverty alleviation, the area of health, in the area of, name them, even migration, illegal migration and what have you. So we think that this is a very good thing for Africa at this point in time, and Nigeria has to take the lead as usual.
In fact, one of the areas that is very clear is how to decentralize governance, because it's not just governance at the federal level, but how about governance at the state level, at the local government level, at the community level? And we are saying we are going to be frank with one another. We have to say where we are doing right, where we are not, and let others also see us, because that's the whole intent of a peer review.
All right, it's now time for a second break. The news returns in just a moment. Do stay with us.
Issues in the sports sector remain one of the most debated among Nigerians due to the passion, followership, government involvement, impact on Nigeria's external image and our national life in the sports parliament. The NTA offers Nigerians deep views on issues with experts in the sports sector, offering in-depth analysis, hindsight, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith on the floor of the sports parliament. Sports Parliament, a unique platform for sports discussions, showing live on the NTA. Keep a date with the parliamentarians.
The eyes have it.
Federal government rolls out program towards reviving textile industries.
Central Bank of Nigeria unveils new policy to capture the unbanked.
Consumer Price Index continues moderating trend in March of 2019.
From the streets to the bring you views and I think about to shake those issues and understand what facts and over 200 million.
Yes, that speaks to
all the network sectors of the NTA every month, Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Business section, giving you arguments for sides.
Imagine a station where you access information. Think of a station that creates awareness for national development. Imagine a station that prepares you for a bright and greater future. A station for all ages. Documentaries, classroom and television, events coverage, children's programs and variety shows. Always stay tuned to NTA Knowledge on the StarTimes platform, channel 359. For partnership, sponsorship and advert placements, contact us on NTA Knowledge. NTA Knowledge, learning to broaden horizon.
This is the network service of the NTA.
It's another time to talk about Nigerians in the diaspora here on the Nigerian Television Authority. My name is Makut Simon Macham, and this week we're talking about Nigerians in diaspora convocating in Abuja for Diaspora Day 2019. We'll give you details of that event and, of course, the series of interviews we conducted with Nigerians in the diaspora attending the summit. Welcome. Now, Nigerians in diaspora are scattered all over the world and, of course, are doing various great things. Now, annually, they convoke on Abuja, Nigeria's capital, to talk about Nigerians in the diaspora and how they can contribute to national development. So this time, they are in Abuja for Diaspora Day 2019. And let's begin with the opening of that conference, which was done by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. It's a day annually set aside to reflect on Nigerians in the diaspora and their contributions to national development. Although they may be facing some challenges in their host countries around the world, they are not deterred in giving back to Nigeria as they discuss the power of the Nigerian diaspora for national development.
One way I am here because we want to give back. We want the nation, Nigerian nation, to give us opportunity to give back to our country. So that's why we came here.
What are some of the things that you want to give back, particularly from Germany?
Yeah, well, we have we learn from the best. Germans, they call German machine. So we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have people, experts in the ITs, in security. I think we, Nigeria of today, we need our people, we need the diasporans, our professionals to come back to help in bringing our country that is in maybe a little bit sorry state now, bring it a little bit better, to a better position where we used to be, even better than where we used to be, exactly.
Well, Lagos is the fifth largest economy in Africa. Lagos is the city of aquatic splendor and the center of excellence. The diaspora to Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, represents the wheels of change that could bring progress and transformation to our state as a whole. He's passionate about the diaspora. That's why he has appointed me as a senior special assistant on diaspora and foreign relations. We believe that the diaspora have a lot to offer when it comes to their investment, not only financially, but also their investment of their ideas. We want to partner with the diaspora when it comes to things like capacity development, youth empowerment, skills acquisitions, infusion of technology, and let their expertise come in the form of health care, and environmental services.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, welcomes their patriotism and assures them that the government will work with them.
The Nigerian diaspora, being at the cutting edge of technology and appropriately exposed at the international business community level, are the right connectors to propel this initiative. We therefore call on you to key into this and be in the vanguard for its implementation. As a government, we have also engaged several Nigerians in the diaspora to head several government agencies. Some of them, I understand, will be here to share their experiences with you. May I therefore encourage the Nigerians in diaspora to engage with Nigeria at the wider macroeconomic level, especially in the organized private sector. May I, at this juncture, commend His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, the most diaspora-friendly president we have had so far, for institutionalizing the Diaspora Consultative Forum. As in every of his foreign trips, he has always held a town hall meeting with Nigerians in the diaspora.
Chairman of the Diaspora Commission, Abike Erewa, emphasizes unity among all Nigerian diaspora groups and affiliations.
So the diaspora policy will guide all diaspora engagement. It's holistic, it's thorough, it is deep, and it's going to be very, very efficient and effective. And we've also done a few interventions and all that, but the policy is something we should all look forward to guide diaspora engagements. And now today, I want to stress the need for unity amongst Nigerian diaspora groups. I mean, we mentioned it a bit here. Now you are the umbrella body. Fine, but we need to restructure to be a proper umbrella body. You need to open up. You need to work with all diaspora groups. We need to do it in such a way that every diaspora organization can be part of NIDO, but you need to open up. You know, we can't be like a small little group. We need to open up to all Nigerians in the diaspora. We need to work together. Let's be united. You know, when somebody is arrested in Malaysia, for instance, they don't say you are from a particular part of Nigeria. It's the Nigerian passport. It's a green passport. As Nigerians in the diaspora, you are our #1 ambassadors. As we move on, let us make sure that that green passport becomes the toast of the world, not just the toast of Africa. I know you are the #1 people to do it. Every one of you is an ambassador of this country. Unity is key. So let's work together for the growth and development of our country. And as we march on, Nigeria will say we're marching on with the Nigerians in the diaspora. The most educated, most literate, most vibrant, most, the best anywhere in the world. So what is our problem? We shouldn't be our own problem. So let's work together to build a Nigeria of our dreams, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So what
the diasporans say the time to walk the talk is now, when Nigeria needs all the expertise and foreign investment available. Now, at an event like this, you have so many diasporans attending this conference. So, what are they bringing on board, especially as regards to the power of the Nigerian diaspora and national development? Let's hear from them. What's the big issue for you this year?
Well, this year we're looking at the power of the diaspora. That's the main theme for that. But of course, in summary, it's about homeland development. I mean, when we branded the figures we just had during the opening sections, that we have the Pricewaterhouse Corp, who with such impressive research and saying that without the remittances of the diaspora into Nigerian economy, Nigeria would have gone bankrupt. So, I mean, it shows that we must continue to commit to the homeland development and key into the federal government growth and economic growth plan. And that's exactly what we're trying to look at. You know, we kept modifying that. We kept looking at the issues that where they come, and every year we see exactly how we can adapt to the new challenges.
Okay, there has been a lot of talk. Do you see any? Are we walking the talk? For a long time, we've been talking about how Nigerians in the diaspora can contribute to national development. Are we really walking the talk? Is anything changing?
Yes and no. We know that change is very, very slow. But for the first time, we have the Diaspora Commission. The Diaspora Commission is as a result of 16 years of active engagement with the federal government to see exactly how can we have a synergy between the federal government and the diaspora.
Talking about the power of the Nigerian diaspora, how does it manifest for you from Asia? What is it? What power can Nigerians in Asia bring?
Well, definitely, as you may know, Asia is the continent that has the largest number of human beings. The economy put together, the economy of Asia is more than half the GDP of the world. The second and third largest economy, Japan and China, is in Asia. They think about India, think about Indonesia, and many other Asian countries that are developing economically, industrially, and otherwise. So we in Asia, some of us have been there for 30 years, and we went to Asia when they were developing. And we feel that some of the experiences we have in Asia is very relevant to Nigeria. Some of us, we are lucky to be in advanced countries like Japan. Some of us, we are lucky to be in developing countries. So we put all that together. We find that the members of NIDO Asia are in a very strong position to articulate what we take Nigeria from the developing status to the industrially advanced status, because we have the experience, each of us collectively, of experiencing both a developing country and also an already developed country.
So with the power of all the diaspora to assist with the national development. And this year especially, because of the inception of the Diaspora Commission that has been established, that right now is in the process of getting off the ground. So all diasporans need to key in and see where they can assist to help the commission to at least be able to provide the mandate that they've been charged with. So this year is very special, and we like to, I guess, welcome all the diasporans. And again, in this mix, we have diasporans from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from Americas, and also from other organizations like Kanok, Nidam, ANAP, and others that are all here present to celebrate this occasion.
What is this power of the Nigerian diaspora? Let's define it. What is it?
Power really is most of the Nigerians. As a Nigerian, when you leave the shore of the country and go overseas, you get either you're going to school or you're going for further training, and all this are knowledge that you acquire.
And the DTC is a key partner with NIDCOM in organizing this year's event. You know very well that over the years, DTC has always been a partner in organizing the Diaspora Day celebrations, starting from the first one in 2005. We are part of the LOC, the planning committee, and our involvement is based on the fact that we have interacted and engaged diaspora experts in projects and programs for uplifting the continent, not just Nigeria, but the continent. And because of that, our engagement with diaspora has been something that has been strong over the years. And that makes us partners in any engagement that involves the diaspora. So that was why we've been part of the planning for this. We've been part of the LOC, completely involved in the organization of the program this year.
So from the content of this program, what is it aiming to achieve?
I think what we're trying to achieve and hoping to go forward from this year is for the diaspora to realize that today is just a day to celebrate them, acknowledge their contributions to our development process, and give an awareness of the continuing need to engage with them and get them involved here. We are going to be looking at some of what they've done in the past 1 year, and hopefully use it as a framework and as a springboard to getting them to do more things in the years to come, but in partnership with government, not in competition, but in partnership, such that they complement one another in the development process.
The power of the diaspora is magnanimous, you know. We're little spread all over the world, but by the time you put us together, we're millions, you know. And enough people in the diaspora who are Nigerians are enough to actually occupy a state in Nigeria. Now imagine all these people remitting money to their families for social activities, you know, for school fees and health and things like that. They're improving on lives here. So if all of us are able to now come together and have a vision, a focus that this is what we want to do for our country, imagine the power in that, especially economically and politically and socially. You know, so Nigerian organizations gathering their members and saying, let us speak with one voice. Government will listen to us. The nation will look at us. We're not coming to Nigeria to say, this is our way, do it our way. We're saying, no, this is our country. Let us add value as well, whichever way we can.
Is it happening?
It is happening. Okay, as you would notice, we had an investment summit last year. Already, some of the people who came have invested in Nigeria. Even before they came, we have so many diaspora Nigerians who own businesses, who have employed thousands of people in their respective organizations. We have Nigerian doctors who have hospitals here, who are changing lives, you know, saving lives. We have those who have established schools, universities. Agriculture, we have one who has a ranch, you know, in Imo State, and now opening another ranch in one of the states in the north. We have them spread all over doing different things. You know, they're building capacity. We have some who have even been brought back to assist government in their respective roles. So yes, we are making a dent. We just want more. We want to be able to be one of the decision makers because we want to have the power to be able to vote.
For us, we always talk about the enabling environment not being here for us to come back and help to develop the country. But we are hoping that this NIDCOM will serve as a special purpose vehicle or one-stop supermarket where everything will be pretty streamlined for us, so that any group coming from the diaspora will find it very easy to do business in Nigeria. So it's ease of doing business in Nigeria. And I hope that NITCOM lives up to that expectation. We sincerely hope that it does, because this is the last hope.
Now, here are some specific interviews about challenges that Nigerians in the diaspora are confronted with and how they are working through those issues. Seen lately a lot of Africans being hostile to Nigerians. Why?
Well, sincerely speaking, I can say that the hostility may be as a result of jealousy as well. Nigerians being most industrious people in the race of the blacks. And at the same time, to come in on a more concrete note, I want to use this medium also to advise our fellow Nigerians to be of good behavior, because I believe that some of these attacks are as a result of too much showing up on our side, especially when we're in a foreign land, especially in some Africa, as you mentioned. We try to manifest the riches that we have within us as an advantage over the people who are the host countries.
So with the Nigerians and the bad press we have is the few. And people like us are beginning to remodel our image. We're beginning to own Nigerian as a heritage with pride. We go out there and do the best we can and uphold our citizenship and tell people we are Nigerians, we are great, get to know us. So it's an ignorant opinion for someone to turn around and say Nigerians are bad. Of course they're not bad. I'm a Nigerian. I know about fantastic Nigerians, professionals, that are to their host countries. In my case, my host country is the United Kingdom. We have a lot to offer. So I will not entertain people saying Nigerians are bad. That's ignorant opinion. Some Nigerians could be bad, just like any other country, just like any other citizen can be bad. So it's not just exclusive to Nigerians. Being bad is not exclusive to Nigerians. Every other citizen have their own patch of, people who are bad.
What is the issue? You remember last time we discussed about Nigerians in Mali, particularly the issue of trafficking. What is it today?
Actually, it's gradually diminishing, because it's by the hope of communities, their effort, including Nigeria embassy. So we are trying our best. Issue of trafficking is not something can be totally eliminated.
For you people in Mali, what are some of the problems you'll be tabling here that you would like the authorities in Nigeria to help you out, especially as regards your stay there?
Actually, the major problem we face in Mali is the issue of people, immigrants without traveling particulars. That is the major problem, because some of our people, they used to travel without even having a common ID card. So, and in the process, they used to encounter a lot of problems. So at least that one is the major problem. But I realized that the problem of even traveling without particulars cramped up due to the issue of human trafficking that is going on. But at least with this kind of sensitization program or meeting, at least we will reduce it to the barest minimum.
The Association of Foreign Relations Professionals in Nigeria is a body of serving and retired diplomats in Nigeria who are concerned about the issue of Nigeria's diplomatic relations with the rest of the world. So they come around annually to discuss matters concerning Nigeria's diplomacy. So we spoke with the president of that body to talk to us about some of the issues that they are concerned about.
naturally, when you have a foreign policy, it is expected to be fine-tuned from time to time, because foreign policy is not static, just as the world itself is not static. So the theme for this year is reflections on theory and practice of Nigerian foreign policy. That the idea is to be able to reflect on what has been, what it is, and what is likely to be. That is the essence of reflecting on your foreign. It's a way of looking back at what we've done in the past, what we need to do more. So there's nothing wrong in what has been on the ground. It's a question of trying to give it more impetus and also to align it in line with happenings currently in the international arena. That's the idea of the reflections. We are coming up with a brainstorming on our foreign policy, which is a direct outgrowth of our domestic policy. And we have assembled an array of accomplished professionals in the field in line with our core mission and vision, which is to give back to our society the benefit of our experience by impacting the foreign policy making of our country in a positive way, as well as mentoring our upcoming diplomats through publications of periodicals and journals, which are products of synergy of the old hands and the new and budding diplomats. The AFRPN is a platform from which great foreign policy initiatives will be produced. The AFRPN is a professional association which comprises of retired and serving foreign service officers, academics, researchers in political science, international relations, international law, as well as Nigerian professionals in international organizations. Killings of Nigerians outside the shores of Nigeria, I consider it's an accident which happens, from time to time in human community. And the foreign policy of any nation is already, in line with maintenance of international peace and security. If you look at the foreign policy objective of Nigeria, one of which is to protect Nigerians all over the world. So our foreign policy is woven around protection of Nigeria. But where there are individual cases, then we will have to look at individual cases and find what is responsible for it and deal with it squarely. For instance, some of the killings in South Africa was as a result of some area boys going around because of jealousy of Nigerians doing well, having good girlfriend. These are the things we get. So, but our own is in terms of government response is to ensure that culprits are brought to book and dealt with decisively in order to serve as deterrence, to future occurrence. That is what foreign policy can do, to demand from the government of those countries where Nigerians are being killed that justice must be done, and at the same time, sometimes ask for restitution for the family of those people that have been killed. There have been occasions that we did that, through our foreign policy, asking that those people who are involved must be dealt with, and that the people involved there must be a way, of pacifying their family. So these are the ways foreign policy work, for individual cases.
And that has been our package for this week. Thank you very much for watching. We invite you for next edition of the program where we tell you more about Nigerians working and living around the world. Thank you very much for spending your time with us. On behalf of every member of the production crew, I am Akut Simon Macham, thanking you again and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in. I am Lydia Odije Ochi.
Ignatius Nkwo for Deadline 360.
In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Karaye, Deadline 360.
A closer system of government to the people over the years, observers say, has been involved in several.
The Gbagi Adorable Marriage Festival remains a sacred obligation.
For Deadline 360, Justina Etam. Efik language, otherwise known as Iko Efik, is a native language of...
Thank you for joining us. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. I'm actually a passionate baker. I don't rest until everything is done.
When I entered university, anytime I'm broke, I'll make cupcakes and go and sell to the other students.
Decorating cake it's an artistic thing, and art is, dynamic.
Join us on Baker's World every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. Baker's World, celebrating creativity. Don't miss it.
Issues in the sports sector remain one of the most debated among Nigerians due to the passion, followership, government involvement, impact on Nigeria's external image and our national life in the sports parliament. The NTA offers Nigerians deep views on issues with experts in the sports sector, offering in-depth analysis, hindsight, insight and foresight towards elevating Nigerian sports to the zenith on the floor of the sports parliament. Sports Parliament, a unique platform for sports discussions, showing live on the NTA. Keep a date with the parliamentarians.
The eyes have it. Dab. Yes. Oh. Now my dirty they smell like this. Now to throw away am quick. This kind smell fit make man sick. That woman throw away dirty for ground. Me sef go do the same this time around. Hold up.
See, to do this kind badness by the book, you make sure say person no dey look. And then you drop am nicely, bros. Nothing will happen. Trust me.
See, if you throw away dirty for ground, another person sef throw away dirty. Everybody come begin to throw away dirty for ground. Everywhere go come dey smell. Gutter go block, road go block, and you will like to dey dab. I say no more dabbing for you be that oh. Dab.
Hello, here is the news update at 11. I'm Chimobi Walter Naji. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed optimism that a peaceful Libya will help a great deal in the overall development of Africa. The president said this while exchanging views with the new Libyan ambassador to Nigeria, Ayad Muspa Faraj, as the Nigerian leader also granted audience to two other new envoys posted to the country. And despite the challenges confronting Nigeria, it could not afford to look the other way when Zimbabwe was hit with cyclone early this year, which enormously ravaged the country and therefore had to offer a helping hand. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this while receiving in audience the outgoing ambassador of Nigeria to Zimbabwe to Nigeria, Lovemore Mazemo. And on other stories now, the federal government says its priority focus on the development of infrastructure and agriculture is a deliberate attempt towards creating job opportunities for the unemployed as well as ensuring peace and equitable prosperity for future generations. President Muhammadu Buhari said this during an audience with the visiting Director General of the International Labour Organization, Guy Ryder.
I am aware of the priorities that you have set out for your second mandate, sir, and we believe that the contributions we can make can be important to the delivery of that mandate.
During the African Continental Free Trade Agreement review and the national minimum wage negotiations, one of the people sitting with you has caused my former minister to go grey prematurely. This consultative approach aligns with the vision of the International Labour Organization to keep communications open, create jobs, ensure social justice, and eliminate worker exploitation. Nigeria today has one of the fastest growing population growth rates in the world. We must therefore ensure adequate housing is available today and for many years to come.
And those are the stories we're tracking at this time. Another update is at 1. Do join us then.